Iran says Trump is no tough guy, after he told country not to FK with us.
Here's a summary of the article.
The U.S. is waging a cruel and illegal economic war, tantamount to economic terrorism, on the people of Iran, Miryoussef said. The people of Iran have proven to be resilient and not intimidated by such inappropriate, irresponsible and empty rhetoric, he added. Zarif famously uttered the words during the tough 2015 negotiations that resulted in the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, better known as the Iran nuclear deal. The agreement, endorsed by both the US and Iran, as well as China, France, Germany, Russia and the United Kingdom, lifted international sanctions against Iran in exchange for the country severely curbing its nuclear production. The latest, broadside sanctions swept across Iran's major banks in the wake of what the US alone argued was the end of the Iran deal as a result of a formal request to the United Nations by the Trump administration. The damage done to Iran has been a source of pride for the Trump administration, which considers the country to be the world's largest state sponsor of terrorism. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo touted the president's real progress since confronting Tehran since taking office in 2017. Venezuelan Vice Minister for North America Carlos Ron recently described to Newsweek his country's trade with Iran as done in exercise of our sovereignty and under all legal parameters.
This post received a score of 20,000, with an upvote ratio of 74%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Oh, it's on now. Monkey bars. 3 o'clock. Be there.
It's worth saying that Iran or anyone from Iran didn't say this. The headline is literally made up in terms of how deceptive it is, because one person said tough guy, so that's the bit they've quoted and made up a total fiction implying a lot of other words. The actual quote,
"Yeah, that's pretty egregious. I also think it's weird when headlines say Iran said this or China says that, like countries can't talk who is saying these things. And it's always some mid-level official or something."
In this case the mid-level official, who is located in the US as part of a diplomatic mission, incidentally, didn't even say what's being claimed. He said tough guy, and misuse of quotes is making it seem like he's saying something entirely different.
Yeah, this one is even worse, and I'm skeptical of any article that says a country said something to another country.
This headline isn't just misleading. They've simply created a headline to generate clicks which doesn't reflect the reality or comments made even with the most favorable reading of the material. The headline. This, however, is the only actual statement in the article which uses the term, tough guy. Absolutely nowhere in the article does his claim take place. The author should be fucking ashamed of himself, and this garbage, intentionally dishonest type of journalism should be banned from our world news.
Thank you for encouraging accurate reporting.
If this sub's mods have any intention of being forthright, this will be removed as disinformation.
Mods don't care. It talks poorly of Trump. And to be very clear, I dislike him to a very high extent. But our world news and our politics will leave any article up that degrades Trump even if the article is incorrect or misleading. Opinion pieces shouldn't even be allowed on our politics, in my opinion. All it is propaganda, but nobody cares because it's propaganda for the side they like.
Another lefty here, and I totally agree. We need to be better than this. When there is disinformation, we need to call it out plain and simple. An educated population is a liberated one.
If you talk tough, you're not. Talk softly and carry a big stick. Republican rolling over in his grave.
Trump is talk loudly and carry a small stick.
More like, talk loudly and have a small stick.
Shouldn't it be, and carries a small mushroom?
A sweater button.
There it is.
Not only is Trump not a tough guy, but he's also got the smallest hands his daughter has ever been felt up by.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.